Welcome back to The Bible Hits Different. I'm Grace.
And I'm Robert, and today's story, it's about one of the wildest, most relatable moments in the Gospels.
Yeah, it's about fear, faith, and that split second where you have to decide, do I step out or do I stay in the boat?
We're talking about Peter walking on water. And no, this isn't a fairy tale. It's a real moment that happened in the middle of the night, in the middle of a storm, in the middle of a season where the disciples were still figuring out who Jesus really was.
Here's the scene. It's been a long day. Jesus had just fed over 5,000 people with a few loaves and fish. The crowd is buzzing, the disciples are exhausted, and Jesus tells them to get in the boat,
And he doesn't go with them.
right? He sends them ahead across the lake while he stays back to pray alone. So they're rowing, probably thinking it's just a normal trip, but somewhere in those hours, the wind picks up.
And this isn't just a little breeze. This is the kind of wind that turns the water choppy, throws the boat around, and makes your stomach sink.
And here's the kicker. It's the middle of the night. Dark, cold, wet, and they're straining just to keep the boat from tipping.
Then, sometime between 3 and 6 in the morning, when you're at your weakest and your brain's foggy, they see something.
A figure out on the water, walking.
And their first thought isn't, oh, that's Jesus. It's we're seeing a ghost.
Yeah, because that's how fear works. Even when the answer is right in front of you, your mind goes straight to the scariest explanation.
But then, over the wind and the waves, they hear a voice. Take courage. It's me. Don't be afraid.
Now Peter, he's impulsive, he's bold, and he blurts out, Lord, if it's really you, tell me to come to you on the water.
I love that. He doesn't just say, come here. He says, invite me into the impossible.
And Jesus simply says, come.
That one word, it's permission, it's a challenge, and it's an invitation to trust.
So Peter swings his legs over the side. He's gripping the edge, his feet hit the waves, and somehow they hold him up.
Imagine that feeling. The water's moving under you, but you're standing on it. Every step toward Jesus is a miracle in motion.
But then Peter's eyes shift. He notices the wind, the spray of the waves, the danger.
And the second fear takes the wheel. He starts sinking.
He cries out, Lord, save me.
And immediately, Jesus reaches out, grabs his hand, and pulls him up.
Then comes the question, you of little faith, why did you doubt?
Not said in anger, more like a gentle, Peter, you were doing it. Why let fear win?
They climb back into the boat, the wind dies down, the water calms, and in that stillness, the disciples worship him, saying, truly, you are the Son of God.
Because it wasn't just about calming the storm. It was about showing who he really is. The one who commands the water, the wind, and the waves.
Here's what gets me. Jesus didn't calm the storm before Peter stepped out. The wind was still raging when Peter walked.
Yeah, sometimes faith isn't waiting for the storm to end. It's trusting God enough to step out right in the middle of it.
And even when Peter sank, Jesus didn't let him drown. He was right there, hand out, ready to catch him.
Which means your faith doesn't have to be perfect. You just have to know who to call when you're going under.
So maybe the question for us is, what's your boat? What's the safe place you stay in because stepping out feels risky?
Maybe it's a job. Maybe it's a relationship. Maybe it's staying quiet when you know you should speak.
And maybe Jesus is saying the same thing to you that he said to Peter, come. Not come when you're ready. Not come when it's calm. Just come.
And when the wind picks up and your fear takes over, he's not going to let you sink without a fight.
Thanks for joining us for this episode of The Bible Hits Different. If this story hits you, share it. Text it to someone who's in the middle of a storm.
And remember, the storms don't get the final word. The one who walks on the water does.
We'll see you next time with another story that proves these aren't just Bible stories.
They're alive.